This is the exact email marketing strategy you want to use if you want to turn the most amount of your subscribers into first-time customers. Nobody talks about this, but this is a strategy we implement for every single one of our clients at Inbox. My name is Gavin. I run an email and SMS marketing agency. We've driven about $5.8 million in email revenue, and there's a plenty of stuff about me out there, so feel free to Google me, check out the YouTube channel, but let's get straight into it. So what we're going to be playing around with here are these segments here. These are engaged segments, and we've split people out based on their engagement, but also their purchase history. Now, what we're going to be doing with our campaign strategy is we're going to be sending two sets of campaigns. The campaigns are going to be identical, except for one point. They're going to be targeting different segments, and, so actually 2 points, they're going to have a discount code in them for those who have never purchased before. So odds are, in your welcome series, you probably have some sort of discount, right? I'm willing to bet some of your sign-up forms look like the ones that we've designed here, where it says, hey, interested in 10% off your next order, or interested in 10% off, get 10% off, so on and so forth. You are offering somebody an incentive to join your newsletter. So there's no reason that you shouldn't be including that incentive in your campaigns going to people who've never placed an order before, right? Your job as an e-commerce business is to get the most amount of product into your customers' hands in as short a time as possible for the lowest cost possible. Email marketing is incredibly efficient at getting its message in front of as many people as possible, but you need to tweak things to make sure that your offer is getting in front of the right people at the right time. And the way we do that is we segment our database based on engagement to ensure we have good deliverability, but also purchase history to ensure that we're getting the right message in front of the right people. Here is how we do it. I'm going to quickly open up our 60-day engaged segment right here. Here is how we have defined this segment. What somebody has or has not done, opened email, or clicked, or active on site rather, or clicked an email in the last 60 days, or subscribed to list at least once in the last 30 days. The reason we have this condition in here is because there's a chance that somebody subscribes to our list and doesn't have a chance to interact with any of these emails because they've just engaged with our email marketing, but they haven't actually opened or clicked an email because they may not have had an opportunity to. And we want to make sure that those people who are arguably some of our most active subscribers are in our engaged segment right here. Then we also want to have the condition and what somebody has or has not done, placed an order at least once at overall time. So this is our engaged purchasers segment, okay? And if somebody can or cannot receive email marketing because they're subscribed, this condition means they have to be subscribed to email marketing. And to be in this segment, they have to be engaged, meet any one of these conditions, and they have to have placed an order. And we're gonna add one other condition in here as well, what somebody has or has not done, bounced email 0 times in the last 30 days. And what that segment does is essentially gives us an engaged segment that we will send our regular campaigns to without any incentive. There will be no discount code in the campaigns that we send to these people because they've already placed an order. And we no longer need to convince them as much as we normally would with, say, people who've never placed an order. I'm going to show you something in a client account of ours really quickly. This here is an account that we're helping out with when it comes to email marketing. As you can see here, their open rates, their click rates, their placed order rate, the revenue per recipient is in the top 25% of the industry, which is typically what we try and aim for when it comes to email marketing. But as you can see here, they are splitting out their audience by engaged 120 days, which is right here, and engaged 120 days placed an order, and engaged 120 days never placed an order. And take a look at this. You will find that roughly 80% of your revenue from an email marketing campaign comes from people who've already placed an order before. And take a look at this. That is exactly what is playing out almost to a T right here. In total, it looks like this brand has generated about $10,500 in revenue. Roughly $8,717 is coming from their existing purchasers. Roughly $1,804 is coming from people who have never placed an order before. Your job as an email marketer or anybody managing email, and as a brand when it comes to managing email marketing strategy, is to turn as many of these people here, engaged, never placed an order, into engaged, placed order. And you need to incentivize people a little bit more than you would in this section here with a better offer to place that first order. And that offer simply needs to be your welcome series offer that you gave them in the sign-up form. And that can literally be something as simple as, if we look at these templates that we designed here, it can just be the exact same email, right? It can be this email here, can literally go to both those segments, identical, except to just have a little text or a button that says, also, don't forget to use your 10% off discount code. Click here to use. And that's all. And what you end up doing with that strategy is giving people an opportunity to place an order with you and move these people into this group here. Do not be worried about compromising on 10% margin. You're like, oh, I don't want to give away my margin. I don't want to remind them of the discount code, because as you can see here with this segment who's already placed an order, you're going to make it up on the tail end with repeat orders. So don't worry about giving away 10%, because all of this profit here is without any discount. This revenue here there's no discount in this revenue. This revenue here has a 10% off discount, but I'm more than happy to give these guys a 10% off discount to place their first order, compromise my profit margins by 10%, if it means I can get more people from this segment into this segment here to place more orders. Highly, highly recommend you do this. Now, let's go back into my account. We've gone ahead and broken up my segments, or rather my database, into 4 segments of engagement, and then split them off another amount based off of their purchase history: 30, 60, 90, and 120. We play with these segments depending on the deliverability of the account. So if we click the deliverability tab here, which is right here, we can see that my deliverability in terms of opens and clicks and bounces is really good, as is the spam complaint rate. Unsubscribe rate could use a bit of work, but we know that my emails are getting good engagement, which means I can afford to send my campaigns to perhaps a broader definition of engaged subscribers, 120 days. Now, if my open rates were 10%, 20%, I would need to pivot, and I'd have to send to my most engaged subscribers in my database to ensure that we are building up our deliverability, getting the best open rates. And then once that deliverability is built up, we can then afford to expand once again who we're emailing. So we start with 90, and if I say, hey, God, my deliverability is really bad, my open rate's really bad, we're going to shrink it and restrict who we send it to 60. And if it's still bad, we shrink it to 30. And if it's still bad, you can create another segment and shrink it to 15, okay? But then you're going to find after a certain point that the more you constrict, the more engaged your database is going to be, right? The more engaged they are going to be to your campaigns. And then you can afford to broaden it out again. And then again to 90, and then 120. You can even go to 180, which is what that other brand I just showed you was doing. They're doing 180 engaged, or it might have been 160. I can't remember. But that is all you need to do. It is the simplest, easiest thing. Keep everything the same. Duplicate your campaigns and add the 10% off offer in that campaign. I'll show you. This is all you do. Okay? This is all you do. I have my weekly newsletter here, okay? I would literally do this. Clone that newsletter. Call this one purchasers or non-purchasers, right? And I'd say, where are we? Engaged. We're going to pretend it's 90 day. 90 day engaged non-purchasers. Cool. And then in this email, I will give them the discount code. Then I would go ahead and clone the campaign again. Okay? Assuming that we're, starting from scratch here. Clone it again. We're going to call this purchasers, 90 day engaged purchasers. And then we're going to remove that discount code. And we're going to send that exact same campaign to the different segment, and you're going to find that 80% of your revenue is going to come from people who have purchased before, but you're still doing a great job because you are converting more people from subscribers into purchasers. Subscribers do not matter. Customers do. Don't let any email marketer fool you about that. This is why I get so frustrated about open rates, or rather subscription rates on sign-up forms. You shouldn't care about subscription rates on sign-up forms. You should care about the subscription to conversion rate of those sign-up forms. And this email marketing strategy helps increase that subscription to conversion rate. If you like this video, let me know. Subscribe to the channel, subscribe to my newsletter. I do a bunch of videos like this, and I do a bunch of written out content just like this every single week. I guarantee you it is the most valuable email marketing newsletter out there. I've subscribed to a bunch. I'm telling you right now, the Chase Diamonds of the world, it's just generic advice. Follow my newsletter and you'll actually get something useful. Thanks for watching. Any questions, let me know. Subscribe, like, do all those things. Bye.